we are ready one more time for championship lacrosse. Good evening from Nolensville, Tennessee, where this evening the fourth of 4 TSLA state titles will be awarded as the Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association wraps up their 2022 campaign. This is the fourth and final title game to be contested between Boyd Buchanan School out of the Chattanooga area and Evangelical Christian School on the west side of the state out of Cordova, just outside Memphis. It is East meets West. This team in Boyd Buchanan met ECS 2 years ago in their first year of varsity program history and lost 18-2. Now, though, a stronger, older team to contend with the Eagles. I'm Tyler Springs. Great to have you along with us this afternoon from Nolensville. We've already seen Saudi Daisy take down Hillsboro last night. McCauley bested MUS this morning. And in a thriller, Ravenwood put away Brentwood late this afternoon in the 3 other state championship games. The ECS Eagles here with possession in the white with maroon numerals and helmets. Boyd Buchanan in the blue with white numerals and blue helmets. First shot of the game, and it's a goal already. How about that for Wilson Thetford?
Yes, number 8, Wilson Thetford.
The Eagles strike first as Thetford puts that one right past the outstretched hands of Aaron Summerall. 1-0 as the Eagles begin with control. ECS coming into this contest with a record of 12-3 on the year under Kyle Story. Boyd Buchanan under Chris Richardson come in 9-3. Of the 8 teams competing this weekend, Boyd Buchanan the only one without reaching the double-digit win total prior to the championship game. But here they are, and the Buccaneers ready to prove themselves. Pierce Frost working from up top. Will drop it off with Avon Welch. Kenny Bell scoops it up on the short hop, being hassled. Noah Newhouse trying to give Kenny Bell the business on the far side. Boyd Buchanan looking to answer. 10:26 to go here in the opening quarter, just underway at Nolensville High School in Middle Tennessee. A scrum for the loose ball behind the cage. Nearly picked up by ECS, and now a violation ruled, which will leave it with the Eagles. Jacob Welch, their keeper, will look up the left side to clear. Jacob Coute with a cross-field pass as the Eagles look to work it into the offensive half. Rainey Coote into the offensive side. Coote's got some moves. Not a guy who will shoot a ton, but gets in where he fits in. Something the Eagles need. They play at a slower pace, according to Coach Story. He calls it Eagle ball, much like what their football team does. A little bit of a ground and pound style. Kept alive here momentarily by Xander Carroll. And Carroll able to win it back from Boyd Buchanan. McCaig. The ECS will settle things. Working from X. Not much room there for Tate Jackson. He'll give someone else a try. Thetford using that size. Wilson Thetford on the switch of hands. Had it knocked free before he could get to the goal. And reeled in by the keeper, Summerall, who's probably the smallest of the keepers we've seen in these championship games. At the other end, weaving through traffic, Boyd Buchanan unable to create an opportunity. Avon Welch lost it there. And ECS will play it back to Welch, the keeper. Avon Welch, no relation to Jacob Welch that we know of. Loose on the interior for Boyd Buchanan. Danger zone right in front of Jacob Welch, who will clear it now up the field. ECS with a fast break. Testing the keeper. Summerall good enough for it. Caden Hill unable to score there. Hill, the do-it-all face-off guy, midfielder for this ECS team. 28 goals on the season. Bound for Washington University in St. Louis to play wide receiver on the football team. Number 4 may not look that big from our vantage point, but he competes. Thetford, hammered. Cole Foster giving it to him. And here comes a transition opportunity for the Bucks. Avon Welch will slow the pace. Boyd Buchanan will circle it around. Richardson. Inside. Colin Richardson testing the cage. A little bit off target. Richardson committed to play at Belmont Abbey. Also the face-off guy for this Boyd Buchanan side. Nowhere to go that time for Welch. Richardson banging into a defender, putting his body on the line against Charlie Arthur. Here he is again. Richardson got to the right hand on the roll. First goal of the game for Boyd Buchanan. So with 6:14 to play in the first quarter, we are square. Face-off, won by Caden Hill. Hill outrunning a pair of Bucks defenders to get things started offensively. Hill challenging, trying to get ahead of goal line extended, and ran right away from the pole marking him. Will Green wasn't fast enough to stay with him there. Laid off on Xander Carroll. Carroll, another all-region selection, 15 goals on the year. Working toward his top hand is Walker McCabe. Sticked away by Summerall. It'll stay with ECS. The Eagles have not faced any of the other teams who made it to championship weekend here at Nolensville. They did get regular season wins over Max Prep's number 10, Christ Presbyterian Academy. And they lost a tight one against Christian Brothers, the number 8 team in the state, earlier in the year. We do have a flag that will pause the action. Cross-check called. This will go on Cole Foster.
Cross-check. That's a 1-minute penalty against Boyd Buchanan.
Foster,
ECS will be man up.
Adopted from Russia, might be the only Russian-born player in these championships. Will sit now to give the first extra man opportunity of the game over to the Eagles. First ever title game appearance for Boyd Buchanan. Their defense gets an early test here with 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Eagles probing, looking for an opportunity. Thetford winds and fires, but before he does, we've got a violation away from the ball. And we're going the other way. So it looks like Boyd Buchanan might weather this storm after all. Bucks in possession. Eagles dropping back on defense. Clearing pass ahead, finds the stick of Pierce Frost. And now Avon Welch will circle it out. Jacob Coute with the long pole, keeping an eye on Welch. Back behind for Brody Grant, who's going to play offensive line at Washington and Lee in Virginia. Also a very good lacrosse program up there. Maybe a chance for Brody to contribute there, but yet to be determined. Low shot, does not find the cage. Jacob Welch ready for it. Feet above goal line, extended. Not a lot of working room for Pierce Frost. Welch. Gotta move. A bouncing shot up and over the cage. A little bit of room there. Going to work against Jacob Coute. Will Welch try it again? Not this time. And the pass that time intended for Pierce Frost hits the deck. Boyd Buchanan unable to control. And in transition, it's ECS on the pickup. Fed forward. Chance for the Eagles to make some hay. Walker McKay, their leading scorer with 43 goals on the season. Wilson Thetford surveying. Doesn't like the look. We'll pull it back out. Caden Hill looking to dodge right. Hill had the short stick. The feed to the doorstep. Off target on the finishing move. Tate Jackson just off the mark.
Flag down and a stop and play.
Low scoring affair thus far, similar to what it was between Brentwood and Ravenwood.
Boyd Buchanan was all sides, has a 30-second penalty. ECS.
30-second offside penalty gives ECS once again an extra man opportunity. Hill. Back up top for McKay. Thetford. Trying to get that one toward goal line extended, but off target. Still tied at 1 apiece with 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. ECS defense hounding the ball. And a save by Jacob Welch. Pushed it up and over the top. Brody Grant challenged him. Welch was good enough to keep it out. ECS with a break the other way. And that one's going to skip out of play. Aaron Sumrall trying to shield Walker McKay from getting to it. 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. ECS 1, Boyd Buchanan 1. Here in Nolensville. Jumping attempt from Brody Grant there. Way off the mark. But stands to have more chances throughout the length of this game. Welch couldn't put it on the cage. Deflected and impeded before it got there. David Coote will rush it ahead. Coote trying to find the moves. And a violation called against ECS, handing possession back to the Buccaneers. Quickly ahead. Pierce Frost lets fly. Saved at the feet of Jacob Welsh. Through one period here in Nolensville, all tied at 1 between Boyd Buchanan and Evangelical Christian School. This is the TSLA State Championships.
We know family is important, and pets are part of your family. That's why Hollywood Feed offers healthy food at a low price. Natural doesn't have to be expensive. Hollywood Feed, a different breed.
At Hollywood Feed, we believe making memories is important. We want you to have as much time as possible for as many memories as possible. That's why we offer same-day delivery. We deliver exactly what your pet needs, right to your doorstep. Shop online today. Hollywood Feed, a different breed.
Beginning the second quarter here at Nolensville, it is ECS 1, Boyd Buchanan 1, here in the state championship game. Fourth of 4 state championships to be awarded this afternoon at Nolensville High School in Middle Tennessee. It's East versus West. Evangelical Christian School out of Memphis and Boyd Buchanan School out of Chattanooga. I'm Tyler Springs. Thanks for being with us on the TSLA broadcast, presented by Hollywood Feed. Goals in the first quarter from Colin Richardson for Boyd Buchanan and Wilson Thetford for ECS have squared things at 1 apiece. Both sides have had some chances, but neither has been able to make consistent hay. Opportunity knocks here for Boyd Buchanan, getting some settled offense. And a goal past Jacob Welch. Done in by Avon Welch. No relation. So a 2-1 lead for Boyd Buchanan. For the first time in school history, they have a lead in the state championship game. And for Avon Welch, goal number 33 on the season. And the face-off one with some help from the wings by Boyd Buchanan. Great job by Landon Rupel racing on in support. Caden Hill and the ECS defense will sit down in their shell. Brody Grant working to get his top hand free. Couldn't do it. Boyd Buchanan keeps it alive. Here's Kenny Bell. Check out the running back. Saved by Welch. Good stop to the stick side. Brody Grant offering some resistance on the ride, but not enough to foil the clear. Uh-oh. Put on the deck by ECS inadvertently. I think Xander Carroll left it behind without meaning to. And now we have a violation on ECS for not getting it across in time, I believe. With 9:48 to go here in the second quarter, it is Boyd Buchanan's possession once more. Welch challenging Coute on the feed. Got the look he wanted. Pierce Frost with a strike. ECS defense a little bit sleepy there. Didn't get out to Frost quickly enough. Three to 1, the Boyd Buchanan lead. Richardson challenging Hill. And it's Caden Hill on the face-off win. Hill will get a breather and check out. He'll drop it off with Wilson Thetford. Rainey Coote will dump it behind. Time for Walker McCaig to get cooking. Out to Coote. Coote, time and room shot. Couldn't put it on cage. It'll go over to Boyd Buchanan. Boyd in possession. Dangerous pass, poorly thrown. But you see what Welch was trying to do, reversing on the skip. Brody Grant from behind. Grant trying to feed once again to the doorstep for Kenny Bell. Missed him, and then the shot is wide. The attempt offered by Richardson, trying for his second of the game. Harris Hagan will start the clear. Welch, ridden by Grant. Way out of the cage. Feeds it ahead, intercepted, look out. Boy with an opportunity in an unsettled situation. Will Green could not collect quickly enough. And now the Bucks will settle. Richardson will bring the tempo down. And the end of a long afternoon. Still hot. Temperatures above 90 degrees. Fed inside. Welch beaten by Grant. And the big fella, Brody Grant, able to etch his name in the scorebook for a 4-1 Boyd Buchanan lead. Third goal of the quarter for Boyd Buchanan. Timeout is underway. Things to talk about for Kyle
Hollywood
Story
Feed has always
and
been
ECS.
committed to bringing you the
This
best
is
products for your pets
the
at the best
TSLA
prices,
state
which is
title
why
game
we'll
for
gladly
Nolan.
match any competitor's price on identical merchandise, even Amazon, even Chewy. At Hollywood Feed, we are a different breed. Hollywood Feed is open and offering same-day delivery. Order your pet supplies online from the comfort of home, and we'll deliver them right to your doorstep. Order today at HollywoodFeed.com. Hollywood Feed, a different breed.
After the timeout, ECS down 4-1 against Boyd Buchanan here in the state championship game. First meeting between these sides since 2018, when Boyd Buchanan was beaten by ECS soundly 18-2. But this is a different Boyd team, one that has grown up after their first year of varsity competition. ECS looking for some quick strike offense. Unable to connect. The passes on the edge of the crease. Tate Jackson got toppled as Rainey Coote was looking for him. It'll stay ECS possession. McCaig from goal line extended working in. Trying to get to his right hand. McCaig got it free. McCaig had the shot backed up. Walker McCaig, plenty able to create for others in addition to himself. Xander Carroll with it here for ECS. Eagles looking to move it, but not quickly. Thetford using a pick. Spins to his left hand. Wild shot off the mark. ECS looking for options. Cooper Acuff in on offense. Here's a chance. Pass Sumrall. Coote on the backup. Carroll. Over to Charlie Arthur. Acuff working from behind the cage. Acuff matched up with a short stick. Looking for a doorstep feed. Nobody home. And a push call now against Boyd Buchanan pretty clearly. Tanner Diapiche got all up in the jersey of Cooper Akoff. 4:46 to go here in the second quarter. Thetford saved. Summerall with a clearing pass out wide. And right at the box. That pass knocked down by Jacob Coute. It'll stay with Boyd, though. Last touch by Coute. Pierce Frost already with a goal, along with Brody Grant. Left-handed shot, saved by Jacob Welch. Welch, hounded by Brody Grant, and finally has an outlet. Pass ahead, dangerous. It'll skip all the way down into the hands of Boyd Buchanan. Josh Sutton on the claim. Grant fires. Poor angle on the shot. Not enough room to do much with it. Welch, look out. Ooh, got sandwiched there on the ride. And Jacob Welch is going to have a slow time getting up. Goodness gracious. Chance for ECS on the break. Hill looking to get a shot away. And the deflection will render it a moot point. It'll stay with ECS. Boy, what a shot taken there by Jacob Welch. Looked like he got hemmed in between Kenny Bell and Brody Grant. At the other end, Sumrall keeping his poise. Bell sweeps it away for Pierce Frost. Frost trying to connect. The pass tips off the top of his cross. Coote trying to pick it up. They'll get a chance to collect here for ECS with 2:09 to play in the half. The Eagles have gone quiet offensively after scoring the first goal of the game from Wilson Thetford. And now a whistle as ECS will take timeout. Kyle Story wants to draw something up. We'll take timeout as well. This is the last of 4 Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association title games at Nolensville High School.
When our team at Hollywood Feed set out to create a line of dog beds, we wanted them made right here at home. I was told no one manufactures in the U.S. anymore, that it was crazy. We could make the beds cheaper in China, but that's not who we are. Our history here dates back to the 50s, and our commitment to creating local jobs is strong. People in this area needed work, and we had a tall order for them. Great dog beds manufactured in the very neighborhoods we serve. And they delivered. Creating a dog bed as unique as the dogs we love. So in the end, we've made more than just a dog bed. We've made a difference. Hollywood Feed, a different breed.
.4-1 the lead for Boyd Buchanan School over ECS here in the second quarter after the timeout. ECS with possession. Ball on the cross of Wilson Thetford, who scored the only goal for the Eagles in this matchup. Hill looking for room. Turning and firing on top of the crease, but nothing really doing for Xander Carroll. ECS maintains possession. Circling around. A shot right by Sumrall. How about the wraparound from Walker McKay? So finally, the Eagles' leading scorer getting in on the act. For McKay, that is goal number 44 on the season. Took him a while. On the face-off, I believe a procedure call against Caden Hill. So Boyd Buchanan with possession, and now we have a timeout taken by the Bucks. So Chris Richardson looking to talk things over with 1:21 to play in the half. Had some pretty good games today. MUS falling at the hands of McCauley. Ravenwood
At Hollywood Feed,
over
we believe
Brentwood
in doing what's right.
earlier
Which
this
means not
afternoon,
only
7 to
providing
5.
you with quality products,
Here before
but also the
halftime,
lowest
Boyd
prices,
Buchanan winning their
guaranteed.
first ever state title
You are
game,
more than
leading
a
ECS
customer.
4-2.
You are a part of the Hollywood Feed family.
If you find our products cheaper somewhere else, let us make it right. We'll price match any competitor, even Amazon, even Chewy.
At Hollywood Feed, we are a different breed.
On the restart, it'll be Boyd Buchanan in possession with 1:21 to go in the second quarter. They lead it 4-2 over ECS here in the Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association Championship game for Division 2A. Fed to the doorstep. A shot and a goal for Kenny Bell. Kenny Bell with a solid finish there on the feed for Boyd Buchanan. Bell still coming along, just a junior. But head coach Chris Richardson believes he can have a future in college in either lacrosse or football, his choice. ECS looking for a quick strike answer. Fed into the middle. Pass got knocked down and pushed over to Aaron Summerall. You talk about a guy who's not afraid of things. Summerall plays catcher in baseball and keeper in soccer. Guy who just loves the pressure and having things come at you hard at close range. He doesn't look like a very big kid, but has played with composure this afternoon so far. 15 seconds to go in the half. Grant looking to get to his left hand. Can't do it right there. He's going to try the other side. Grant up top. Welch might have gotten hit in the head. Fires his shot. It won't test Jacob Welch. 1 second left on the clock before halftime. And ECS will go into the break trailing by 3 against Boyd Buchanan. The Bucks, in their first ever state title game, have control. This is the TSLA State Championship game from Nolensville.
So when you're selecting a new puppy for your family, it's really important to prioritize temperament over appearance. It can be very easy to fall in love with an adorable picture, but it's so important to meet those puppies in person. You will not believe the differences, even in the same litter in personalities. You'll have the bolder, more outgoing puppies. You'll have maybe a shy, quiet puppy or two, and then you'll have some in the middle. And it's not that there's one that's right or wrong. It's just about what is right for your family. So meeting those puppies in person at around 7 weeks of age tends to be the great time to do this. Meeting them one at a time so you can really see them individually. It's going to give you such a great snapshot of what that puppy might look like in your home. So we really recommend that you make your priority that puppy's temperament and not their appearance.
Claudine, so if I have an outside dog, what can I do to protect them?
Check the temperature for the day. That is so important. And the next question I would ask you is, what kind of dog do you have? Does it have thick fur? Is it an Arctic breed? Does it have thin fur where it can actually get sunburned? You definitely want to provide shade. I'm going to tell you right now, you can have the best doghouse in the world, but if there's no shade available and your doghouse does not have the proper ventilation, it's going to get really hot in that doghouse. Go around your backyard and see how many holes have been dug in the backyard. I guarantee you that's your dog trying to find a cool space. Always make sure your water bowl is deep enough and it can't be turned over. Make sure it's fresh water. I usually put 3 or 4 bowls in the backyard, and I always make sure it can't be tipped over because I have a goofball for a German Shepherd who tips his bowl over all the time.
As we start the second half here at Nolensville High School in Middle Tennessee, in the last of 4 state title games this afternoon, the Boyd Buchanan Buccaneers lead the ECS Eagles 5-2. Boyd in blue with white numerals and dark helmets. ECS in white with maroon helmets and numerals. Scoring by Walker McCaig and Wilson Thetford for ECS in the first half. Boyd had goals from Colin Richardson, Avon Welch, Pierce Frost, Brody Grant, and Kenny Bell. A scrum for it off the face-off. Grant comes away with it. But we've got a violation first in the midst of the scrum. It'll put the ball in possession of the ECS, make it the Boyd Buchanan Bucks, with 11:49 to go here in quarter number 3. Avon Welch already with a goal this afternoon. Will lay it off on Brody Grant. Grant, the offensive lineman in football, will swing it around the horn, top side, past goal line, extended. Richardson with a little fake, trying to get to his right hand, and does. Snuck it by Jacob Welch for a 6-2 edge. Richardson the first to score twice in this contest. And it'll be Richardson to take the face-off. Caden Hill, not to be outdone, trying to fast break his way in. Got whacked from behind by Will Green. Turned over to Boyd Buchanan. Bell on the pickup. What a spin move in traffic. Kenny Bell, look out. Let's fly, off target. A bounding shot that gets stuck in the fence on the edge of the track behind the goal. Kenny Bell wheeling and dealing in traffic there. Almost a spectacular effort. Thetford coming the other way. Lays it off. McCaig on the side of the net. Summerall good enough to stop it. And clear as well. Diapiche with a crossfield pass. Uh-oh. Bounding away from Avon Welch. Jacob Coute and the ECS Eagles with an opportunity here. Flung back toward the keeper, Welch, who will get it to Caden Hill. Are they going to let him do the punt return? Yes. Clearing it all himself. Hill. Will walk it beyond, goal line extended. Quick swim move. Inside. No finish from Walker McCaig, but I like the idea. Sun beginning to drop toward the horizon. Out to the west. McCaig, again, sharp angle shot. Not enough goal to shoot at. McCaig on the ride, trying to chase it down. Couldn't get Diapiche. Diapiche a little bit stuck now. Is he going to be challenged? Not quite. And I believe we have an offside call now with ECS getting possession. Welch will look to ride. Ferried away. A cuff. Inside. Coot. A backhand. Low try. Nothing doing. Summerall there. How about the clearing pass ahead? Landon Rupel across midfield. Welch will settle things. Randy Coote's going to be thinking about that backhand feed in his sleep. .8:32 remaining in the third. ECS trailing 6-2 against Boyd Buchanan. Shot wide of the mark, off the foot of Caleb McCalla. McCalla is going to try not to demonstrate that the shot ever existed. That might hurt a little bit if you catch on the wrong part of the shin. Inside, looking for Bell on the edge of the crease. Not quite there. Boyd Buchanan staying with it. Grant. Being given the business by McCalla. And gives it up. Now Acuff working the short stick defense. Richardson. Welch behind. The feed, top side, knocked down and intercepted. Great defense there by Xander Carroll, who was able to spot that pass and pick it out. Pass by the keeper, Jacob Welch, thrown toward midfield. Randy Coote devising how to pick it up. Pulled in by ECS. Still loose, and Boyd Buchanan takes control. Knocked away. Coute, not a light touch with the stick there. Bell splits the defense. Kenny Bell lost possession. And a violation will take it the other way. I believe we actually had timeout called first before the loss of possession. So it's 6:53 to go here in the third. It is still Boyd Buchanan 6, ECS 2. The state title game for the TSLA continues from Nolensville in a moment. Coming out of the timeout, middle of the third quarter, 6:50 left. ECS trailing Boyd Buchanan 6-2. It is Boyd Buchanan in possession. Blue jerseys, white numerals, ECS on defense. A shot just past Jacob Welch from Avon Welch of Boyd Buchanan, no relation. Bucks have the backup. They maintain control. Brody Grant, the offensive lineman for Boyd Buchanan, applying his trade here on the Lacrosse field. A big part of this attack unit for the Bucks has already scored once. Avon Welch on the feed. Time and room shot saved by Jacob Welch. Pierce Frost lined it up from the midfield, but Welch good enough to keep it out. 6:03 to go, and now a misfire on the clearance. Jacob Coute unable to connect right there with Caden Hill. And the fumble gives possession back to the Bucks with 6:01 left in the quarter. ECS has only gotten goals from Wilson Thetford and Walker McCaig. Boyd Buchanan with a much more balanced attack. A brace from Colin Richardson among them. Grant turning and firing. Couldn't get it on Cage. Bell shouldering Coute off of the ball. Bell on the feed. Poked away at the last moment. Great defensive effort for ECS. Eagles looking for an opportunity here. Down by 4, trying to cut into that deficit. Summerall, after the BBS takeaway, will push it ahead. Boyd Buchanan on the move. Inside, what a goal! My goodness. Pierce Frost drifting away from the goal while catching a doorstep feed. I don't know if that's the best goal of the weekend, but it's the most unlikely. That is quite the effort on both the distribution and the finish. 7-2 the lead as Frost picks up his second goal of the contest. With 4:55 remaining in the third quarter. And the plot thickens for Caden Hill and the ECS Eagles. Will Green giving him all he can handle. Nobody coming to help Hill. It's just he and Green matched up on an island. Hill. Green finally stumbles. Here's the feed and the finish. You take your eye off the ball for 1 second and Walker McCaig shows up. Second goal of the contest for McCaig to make it 7-3. Temperatures dropping a little bit here in Middle Tennessee as clouds obscure the sun, which is now facing us and dropping west as we cross 6 o'clock Central Time. Violation on the face-off will put the ball in the stick of Colin Richardson for Boyd Buchanan. Richardson, one to attack. Grant. Back upstairs. Richardson dodging right, down the alley. Had room, got a good look at it. Jacob Welch the save. Avon Welch tripped just as he was letting that pass fly, and the ball goes out of play. Boyd Buchanan seeking their first ever state title in their first title game appearance after starting the varsity program 3 years ago. Kids who have been playing together since the second grade on this team had a vision of this long ago, or perhaps their parents, teachers, and administrators had the vision, and they simply bought in. A lot of good lacrosse teams to contend with in Eastern Tennessee. McCallie, of course, ruling the roost in Chattanooga. But Soddy Daisy last night also crowned champions in Division 1A. And here's Boyd Buchanan, the upstart, trying to make the lacrosse presence even stronger in Chattanooga. ECS has something to say about that. Acuff turning, can't get to the left hand. Wanted to go with the right, lost possession. And a whistle will stop play. This is going to go the other way. Of the two schools, Boyd Buchanan certainly more represented by the fan base in the stands this afternoon, or at least they are closer to our broadcast position, so they are louder, as it sounds from where we sit. Bell, inside in the middle. Help comes from Couttet. And Bell finally hassled enough to have Chris Richardson call timeout to preserve possession. 7-3, Boyd Buchanan leading ECS with 2:20 to go here in the third quarter. This is the 2022 TSLA championship game from Nolensville High School. Out of the timeout with 2:19 remaining in the third quarter. Boyd Buchanan leading Evangelical Christian School 7-3 here in the state title game. A pair of goals for Pierce Frost and for Colin Richardson on the Boyd Buchanan side. Walker McKagas scored twice for ECS. Passing from X. The shot saved by Welch. Welch out of the crease. Bell trying to sweep it in, and this is going to be waved off. They're going to say that Bell was in the crease in trying to push that ball through. Jacob Couttet will rush it forward for ECS, keeping it alive beyond midfield. Couttet, with a man on his back, will finally get it away to freedom. A minute 34 to go in the third quarter as Caden Hill and the offense set up for ECS. The Eagles have not gotten a great diversity of scoring in this contest, including Hill. Look at Hill. Puts his man on the ground, unable to score. Sumrall diving for the edge of the crease. Able to keep that ball in front of him, and now we have a whistle. Unfortunately, Caden Hill put quite the move on his defender. But it looks as though, I believe it is Will Green, went down, might have turned an ankle, which is not what you want to see. A minute 13 remaining in the third quarter. 7-3, ECS trailing by 4. Hill will get up and walk off under his own power. Good to see. Boyd Buchanan with a quick break the other way. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. Boyd Buchanan up by 4. Inside to Bell. Bell right through the wickets. Gets it by Jacob Welch. And Kenny Bell is the third Boyd Buchanan player with multiple goals this afternoon. (8-3) the edge with 34 seconds to play in the third quarter. And Boyd Buchanan, in their first title game appearance, proving quite feisty. Caden Hill not giving up. On the face-off win, he finds McCaig. McCaig with a bouncing shot, not really testing Summerall. Thetford on the pickup. Denies the clear. Wilson, Thetford, using the size to body defenders. Inside. Not the strongest feed, but ECS with an opportunity. Rainey Coote looking to connect. Couldn't get it cleanly. Out for a shot. Coote had Tate Jackson for a moment on the edge of the crease, but those two could not connect. The opportunities continue to be a little bit short for ECS. 12 more minutes remaining, and the Eagles have got to figure something out. Boyd Buchanan in control, 8-3 as we go to the fourth. The last fourth quarter of the season about to get started. Boyd Buchanan School leading 8-3 over Evangelical Christian School. In the last of 4 Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association state championship title games played this weekend at Nolensville High School in Middle Tennessee. I'm Tyler Springs. Thanks for watching this TSLA broadcast brought to you by Hollywood Fee. Boyd Buchanan in blue, ECS in white. First title game appearance for the Buccaneers, for a group that has played together, some of them since the second grade. Colin Richardson having a big day today. Son of the head coach, Chris Richardson, still maintains a friendship with Kane Smith, who's the face-off guy for Macaulay, one of the other Chattanooga lacrosse powerhouses. How about that? The two face-off guys for two of the best teams in East Tennessee. Longtime friends. Bet the competitions growing up were fierce. To the doorstep for Kenny Bell. Bell looking to beat Jacob Welch, and does. Kenny Bell with a hat trick in the state title game. Put that on the resume. Caden Hill foiled on the face-off attempt by Colin Richardson as Boyd Buchanan wins possession once more. Inside, a slip to the turf for a moment for Pierce Frost, who put in a ridiculous goal early on in this contest. Time and room, up and over, did not test Jacob Welch. Brody Grant looking to get to his top hand. Couldn't curl it close enough. Inside. Look out. The helmet comes off for an ECS defender. I believe that was Noah Newhouse who lost the headgear. Trying to lay the wood on Colin Richardson at the top of the crease. So the officials will stop the play until Newhouse gets that righted, and he does. Newhouse, a good story, having recovered from an ACL injury, playing a big role in ECS success this year. Newhouse this time will feed back to Welch after poking it free. And now the speed shown off by Xander Carroll. Carroll looking to go all the way in. Maybe not the time to pass. Too much at speed, a little too wild there for Carroll. Had a better opportunity, I think, doing it himself with all the traffic in his way. Boyd Buchanan called for a hold. 30-second foul to give ECS what I believe is their first extra man opportunity of this half. Trailing 9-3, couldn't use it any more than right now. Hill took his eye off it for a moment, almost lost it. Hard shot off the dome of the defender, Diapiche. And this will be Boyd in possession. Boyd Buchanan on top 9-3 in the final game of what has been an eventful weekend here at Nolensville. We want to thank Nolensville High School for hosting the Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association Championships this weekend. 9 minutes away from a state title for the first time. Frost turning, couldn't get it off. David Coote ahead in transition, and now we've got timeout taken by ECS. Lots to talk over for the Eagles if they are to rally back from a 6-goal hole in the next 9 minutes. More to come from Nolensville. out of the timeout. The ECS Eagles looking to rally back down 9-3 with 8:44 to play in the state championship game against Boyd Buchanan. Thetford, saved by Aaron Summerall. That's not going to get it done. Boyd with a chance. Stick poke free. And this will be ECS in possession with Jacob Coute rushing it the other direction. Bouncing pass. Thetford unable to keep it in. But it will be ECS in possession. Caden Hill has worked very hard today for little payoff. 28 goals on the season, but none this afternoon. Taken away from Rainey Coote. Thetford brings it right back. Great pass down low. McCaig looking to get free. Whacked by Diapiche. And nobody to help him. Will Green lost his footing near side. Gives up possession. Carroll. Now to McCaig. Walker McCaig initiating. Poked free by Diapiche. Frost turns, feeds, saved. Great look for Brody Grant. Welch, unfortunately, has to push it upfield. Great job by Grant, or I should say, great job by Grant to get the shot. Great job by Welch to save the shot. And now Brody Grant lying on his backside immediately. Couldn't tell whether or not Grant was cramping or what. Not really interested in guessing. So Grant will get to his feet. And it looks like he will walk off under his own power. Important to see. This will be ECS in possession on the restart. Acuff. Coute's pass picked off. What an effort. In on the crease. Boyd Buchanan. I think suffered a push. No, they will say possession with the Eagles. David Coote catching the upfield pass. And now a turnover. ECS has had some chances, but have not been able to convert. Coutte. McCaig looking to feed with nobody there. Drawing the defense. Inside. And now we have a save from Summerall. Five minutes left for Boyd Buchanan. Trying to put the finishing touches on a state title season. Diving attempt into the crease. And this will go the other way. Avon Welch with a flying effort to the air there. He and Pierce Frost having a conversation now to talk it over. ECS will run it forward. And now we have a stoppage. Again, timeout taken by Kyle Story and the Eagles with 4:42 to go. Still 6 goals worth of ground to make up. And the time is ticking. Boyd Buchanan on top by 6 with 4:42 to go in the last quarter of the 2022 TSLA state title game. .442 remaining in the season. ECS down 9-3 against Boyd Buchanan. And the Eagles have called timeout after timeout trying to get the offense organized here on Saturday afternoon. So far, they have not seen a lot of fruits in that labor. And another turnover. Off the bar. Close, but no cigar there for Avon Welch. ECS the other way. A rip from McCaig. About time that Walker McCaig has hit the button. 4:01 to go. The hat trick for Walker McCaig this afternoon. He has scored the last 3 goals for ECS. .401 remaining. Will that be enough to light a spark in ECS to bring them closer? You get it to 6 or 7, then you're talking about a game. Caden Hill on the face-off win. taken by Boyd Buchanan. Starting to get a little chippy down there with time of the essence. Welch circling. Will fire it upfield, trying to target Hill. Hill's going to say it stays his direction. I'm not sure if that'll be the case. Boyd Buchanan with a 30-second conduct penalty will put them down a man for a short time here. Just 30 seconds, but interference in the penalty. Not conduct, but it still is 30 seconds. It's about 1/7 of the game. And we still have to play. Will it be Walker McCaig again? Charlie Arthur circles back to X. Fires. Time and room. Great shot. It's through. Wilson Thetford going high just beneath the bar. His second goal of the game. 3 minutes exactly remaining in the contest. ECS making a little bit of a push. Lead is down to 4. Need to get 2 more to make it really interesting. Caden Hill staying out there at the face-off X. He's been there pretty much every time this afternoon. I don't think he's taken one off. And Hill looking to win it once again. We've got a violation on Boyd Buchanan. Here come the Eagles. Acuff. And McCaig looking to back it out and give himself some room to think. Walker McCaig, dodging right, going to lay it off. Inside Hill, a bouncing shot off the bar. Rebound comes out to Will Green. And Boyd will push ahead. Welch playing keep away. Boyd Buchanan playing the clock as much as anything else right now. Kenny Bell, unable to hang on to it. And now a whistle will send it ECS's way. Boyd will get it back on the overrule. There's Brody Grant back in there. Good to see after coming up a little bit lame earlier in the contest. Still not moving that great. Welch firing a wide pass. Jacob Welch, the goalie, will fling this one forward. Stopped right at midfield by ECS. And no progress up the field. 1:20 remaining. Welch coming out of goal to try and make something happen. Here comes Jacob Welch, way out of the cage. Sending it forward. Unfortunately, unable to connect that pass. Charlie Arthur had a shot at it, but could not make the catch. So Boyd Buchanan with a 4-goal lead enters the final minute of play, seeking their first ever state championship in lacrosse. On the doorstep, Bell still sticking his nose in there for it. And now we have a violation. McCaig spinning, hands free, got it. 9-6. Fifth goal of the game for Walker McCaig. It comes with 40 seconds left. An unnecessary roughness foul on Boyd Buchanan. It does feel like everything has gone ECS's way in the final 5 minutes. And once again, ECS will start with a man up with 40 seconds left. Or will it be a face-off in this case? It will, from the looks of it. And this will go ECS's way. The Eagles win the face-off. Here's Hill, trying to let fly. Defense comes to him. Caden Hill will fire toward just behind the goal, and the freshman couldn't handle it. "16 seconds to play. Boyd Buchanan up by 3. Caleb McCalla just trying to keep it out of harm's way. Jacob Welch will be the one holding on to it as this game ends. The Boyd Buchanan Buccaneers will take home the state title. They defeat ECS 9-6 on Saturday afternoon. They are the 2022 Tennessee Scholastic Lacrosse Association champion for the Division 2 1A. How about that? A journey that began in second grade. A team that they faced 3 years ago that beat them by 16. And now the Buccaneers get the last, sweetest, best revenge, a state title for Boyd Buchanan. The final, 9-6, as Boyd takes it home from ECS. A great season for the Eagles, but they come up 1 win shy. They drop to 12-4. Boyd improves to 10-3. I'm Tyler Springs. Been great being with you all weekend long on these TSLA broadcasts. Hope you will tune in for more championship lacrosse when we do this again next year. For now, so long for the Volunteer State. Boyd Buchanan, your last of the 4 champions in the TSLA in 2022, joining Macaulay, Soddy Daisy, and